Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Great Malabite, good morning.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufa.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Victoria Tundu, MKO Abiola.
Good morning, Mr. Efeni.
Yes, let's start today's review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of records. The lead story, Buhari in Maiduguri, vows not to rest until peace is restored, urges military to ramp up fight against insurgency. Yes, the president and commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces went to Maiduguri, the theater of the war against insurgency, and that ordinarily should be a welcome development, where he urged the troops to fire on until insurgency is brought to an end. And of course, sympathizing with soldiers who have been injured in the battlefield. That's quite a very commendable development. But the fact that the goals of the Boko Haram seem to be actualizing elsewhere in the country and insecurity spreading across the nation is what, again, is likely to dampen the euphoria coming with this visit. As we can see from the reports in other newspapers, the Daily Sun newspaper, bandits strike in Kebbi, abduct students, teachers, kill policemen, injure another at Federal Government College. We are on their trail, police. And below the photograph on that, on the front page of the Daily Sun, also gunmen kill policeman, 2 others abduct 2 children, 4 Chinese in Ondo, Ogun. While, of course, the News Direct newspaper has a similar story. Lagos Ibadan Rail Service gunman kidnapped 4 Nigerian Railway Corporation expatriates. Police escort killed. Service disrupted. While Vanguard newspaper also on insecurity. Gunmen on rampage in Enugu, Kebbi, Ogun, abduct 40. How bandits use parents' bus to evacuate abducted Kebbi students. Police confirm students kidnapped. We are engaging local hunters to secure schools. NAPTAN is becoming a revolving chair. Nigerian Union of Teachers, gunmen abduct 4, kill 4 policemen in Ogun. We are yet to be informed about kidnap. Police. This is a worrisome development, that the insecurity is not abating. The bandits keep on picking students at will. I'm sure many Nigerians will have lost count with the number of Nigerian students that are still in captivity, from Chibok up till this Federal Government College students who were kidnapped yesterday. Now, if we just look at other stories quickly, the Daily Trust newspaper, Press Council bill, presidency rep set to ground newspapers, airing mediums to pave 10 million naira, journalists 250,000 naira. NPO asks legislators to discard bill. The Nigerian Press Organization, it's a government baby. House Committee Chair, don't infringe on press freedom, IPC, MRA, others. Now this story, yesterday, the public hearing of a bill to amend the Nigerian Press Council Act. And what this newspaper is reporting, and many stakeholders believe so, that it will lead to the death of serious newspapers in Nigeria if it scales through the 2 chambers of the National Assembly and finally assented to by the President Muhammadu Buhari. Yes, according to this bill, of course, members of the Nigerian Press Organization, represented by Azubike Ishekwene, the the managing editor of Leadership newspaper, as well
editor-in-chief.
The editor-in-chief.
Editor-in-chief.
Yes, the editor-in-chief. As well as
editor signs vouchers.
Yes, as well as Kabiru Yusuf, the publisher of Daily Trust newspaper, who is also the current chairman of the Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria, as well as activist and former president of the NUJ, Larry Arogundade. They were all there to defend the interest. For the records, this bill, this is not the first time the government is presenting this bill, but it has been challenged, and that challenge is still at the Supreme Court. But the government want to press on with this amendment, coming shortly after the banning of Twitter and the directive that all micro blogs as well as OTTs should come and register and be licensed by the NBC. Now, just some snippets into this amendment. According to the Act, Section 3, the bill, which wanted to empower the NPC to approve, penalize, and fines against violation of press code by print media houses and media practitioners. And of course, if you look at the penalties, they're talking there as much as 10 million naira for newspapers that violate the code, and 250,000 naira for any journalist that violates the code. But what stakeholders are saying, that the press council should not be constituted by the minister. Rather, it should be put together by stakeholders in the media industry. If we quickly look at, just before I come to you, Ruben, Rufai, and Tundu, let's just look at the foreign newspapers quickly. The Independent newspaper of UK, ministers ashamed of failure to prosecute rape. Yes, the government in the UK has admitted that thousands of victims have been denied justice because of failings by police and prosecutors. And Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, described this as a shame on the government. Of course, the Daily Express, if you look at the photographs on the front page of the Independent newspaper, those are 22 persons which the Daily Express mentioned. 9 missed chances cost 22 lives. Yes, the 22 persons killed by the Manchester bomber. 9 security blunders allowed the Manchester bomber to have his way, which took 22 lives. Well, I'm sure they will live with that, the memory of that loss, because those lives could have been saved if the security agencies have done their work properly. But Washington Post, quickly, justices deliver strike 3 in ACA challenges. Affordable Care Act, yes, also known as the Obamacare. The ruling, this was the third attempt to kill the Affordable Care Act, but like one car described in one advert, the Beatles, you can never kill the Beatles. You cannot kill Obamacare, aka the Affordable Care Act. Now, this is the third time the justices are delivering judgment, and of course, this case was brought by some Republican states challenging the Obamacare, but again, thrown out for the third time. I hope that the ruling signals the end for the GOP legal crusade against this act meant to bring health care to the poor. Unfortunately, Trump did not put any health care in place before he left office in 4 years.
Well, we are out of time. I would have loved to comment on the Nigerian Press Council and the proposed amendment, and also at length on the passing of Zambia's first president, Kenneth Kaunda. But of course, we're out of time. Thank you very much.